Hi Lauri, welcome to your 2026 12-month forecast reading for the next 12 months for you. So I can't remember if I've done one of these for you before, one of these 12-month video forecasts. So what I do is, as per the description on my website, it's the 12 months of astrology predictions. I explain it in just practical language, though I don't talk about anything too much technical. I will just tell you what to expect with the energy and the dates for each month. I also at first will give you a bit of information about just some general information of what to expect for the year ahead, and then the month to month. So we're going from the rest of February now all the way through to January 2027, which is 12 months. So then after I've done that, what I also do is another part of the reading, which is separate, but I edit it all together so it's all in one video for you, where I do the cards with question and answers, and that's more the psychic intuitive side of the reading. So first we'll start with the astrology, Lauri. So, and also your numerology. So sorry, that's an Australian cockatoo that just was really noisy flying past outside. So the numerology cycle that you're in for this year, let me just double check, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're in a 2 cycle from April. So let's talk about, before you get to April, you're still in a 1. So you're in a 1 energy. This is the numerology for you personally. Actually, 2026 is a 1 for the collective, for everybody. But when you look at an individual person's birth date, then you can look at that as well. So the fact that you're in a 1 yourself, and it's a 1 this year, and you'd still get that 1 energy for February, March until your birthday in April, shows that there's some kind of new start energy in your life that's happening there. You might be feeling restless for change. You might be in the process of some kind of big life shift. Maybe you want to change direction, or maybe you want to go to something new in your life in some way. And that energy is quite strong for you, especially in February, because it's eclipse season this month of February. There's a lot going on. And the eclipses are in very important parts of your chart. It's in your relationship part of your chart, and in your part of your chart to do with your forward progress. So, and the first eclipse, by the way, happens on February 17th, and I'll talk about that in a second. And then there's another one on March 3rd. They both affect your chart. So that tells me that February, March really are very significant for you. But be aware that with the eclipses, their influence, and I'll explain more about them when I get to the dates as I go through, but their influence has an effect on the date. So for example, February 17th, there's a solar eclipse in Aquarius, which is in your relationship part of your chart. There's some kind of new beginning for you in significant partnership, in close people in your life, anyone close to you. There could be an energy of a new beginning. You could meet somebody new, might be a really good friend for the future. You don't know, we'll see what happens February 17th, but also not just February 17th, the eclipses have an effect for the next 3 to 6 months. Okay. So there's that. Now let's just finish off what I was saying about the numerology cycle. So from April, you go into a 2. Now that's very interesting that you're going into a 2, because 2s are all about relationships, like one-on-one, close connections, love, relationships in general with people in your life. And you will need patience with people from April for the next 12 months to April. So April 2026 to April 2027, you're in the 2 energy with your numerology. You need patience with those closest to you in your life. Relationships could be going through some kind of shifts and changes. There could be new connections that you're making, and things could be shifting as well, like I say, because the eclipse energy affects your relationships as well on top of all that. So that's one thing. The other thing you do have is there's a lot going on for you in your subconscious mind, in your inner private world, that part of you that you don't always talk to everyone about, your emotions. And that's because Jupiter is in Cancer, is stirring up for you a very inner, private, personal, spiritual part of your chart. So this is a time for you, from just as a general message, from February through to July, where your spiritual private life, your dreams are going to be more emotional, maybe a bit more intense. There could be messages that you're getting in dreams, that kind of thing. Okay. And so there's that. There's also, what's the other thing I was going to say? So the transiting North Node. So the North Node is all about like destiny and where destiny is coming in for you. And that's going to start to go into, once again, your relationship part of your chart. So that part of the chart being triggered by the North Node of destiny for you shows that this year, for the next 12 to 18 months, even more than this year, it's 12 to 18 months, you will get influences around destined connections with people close to you, and also very supportive energy in regards to relationships, you supporting those closest to you and receiving support from a partnership, from some close friends, from people that are there to in your life in a destined way to help support you in some way. So that can be very helpful when you need to talk about personal things, when you need to talk about your relationships, talk about relationships with friends, you know, whatever it is that you're going through. But it also can be with a partner that you're going through something where you both are supporting each other in some important ways. So those are just a few overall things. Also, I wanted to add, from February, you come out of a very difficult period that may have happened around the beginning of January to mid-January and was active all of January. You're coming out of a heavy energy around relationships. So you may have felt like you were going through a difficult period in a personal relationship or with somebody close to you in January. That is going to improve from February. So that's good news. Okay, now we're going to focus specifically on February just in general for the next stage. So for the month of February, you do have much more positive energy for your emotions overall. So you're feeling a bit more emotionally connected to yourself and more positive in your communications with people in your life, as in this is a type of connection. So it'd be friends, neighbors, people in your local area, people that know you in your local area where you live. Can be siblings, like, you know, if you've got like a sister or a brother, can be better relationships there. Can be also just your mindset and your outlook is improving in February. So that's good. And emotionally, you should feel less stressed out than you did in January, okay? And it can also just feel like stability, emotional stability, feels more grounded, okay? Then from February 16th, you have, just for a couple of days, let me see, February 16th, oh, that one lasts, sorry, to, gotta double check that, February 16th. Oh, actually, that one lasts for a couple of weeks, actually, from February 16th, for about a week and a half. You have a supportive energy from your spiritual creative side to your practical life and your work, your marriage, your commitments, your responsibilities. There's a very positive energy there of flow. So things can be lucky from February 16th for a couple of weeks. But it's a gentle energy. It's not like a really strong, like, win the lotto or like big money. It's not that. It's more like a gentle, supportive, positive, stable energies around you. Now, the eclipse, that's the next thing, February 17th. So not only is this a solar eclipse in Aquarius, which is in the part of your chart to do with your relationships, but also in the part of your chart to do with marriage and how you feel in your marriage, because it's squaring your Mars, which is a bit of a tense energy in the marriage part of your chart. So I think there's going to be something around this solar eclipse on February 17th that's making you feel some kind of stress around partnership and your future goals that you want for yourself. So you might be feeling like you're trying to work out what the next stage of your life is going to be. You could just be experiencing some kind of tension with others at that time, people close to you, you know, partner, someone else close, bosses, work colleagues could be, if you have those situations. You also, however, it also does give you a positive energy as well, where you can feel very in touch with your intuition about the future. So February 17th, when that solar eclipse happens, see what your intuition's telling you about the future, because you're going to feel like you're tapped into that. And you might even get a feeling like, I think my life is going in this direction, I need to trust. And there's an element of needing to trust with this solar eclipse. Solar eclipses are new beginnings, but they don't always happen exactly on the date. Sometimes you get a hint of what's going to be happening on the date or around the date, but then it unfolds over the next 3 to 6 months, slowly over time. The changes shift in, okay? Now, because it's square to Mars for you, that means that there's some kind of either a dilemma or a feeling of having to deal with some kind of problem solving, or having to deal with some kind of practical money, financial issues, or saving money or putting money aside, or something to do with property or material belongings, okay? So that's the eclipse on February 17th. Then from February 27th, from after February 27th, you start to get more of a sense of relief on another level from the original stuff that I said you were experiencing in January, which was stressful around relationships. There's another feeling of getting past that stress. So it's like another layer of getting past that stress where you're freeing yourself up in some way. So that's February. Let's go to March now. So March, we have March 15th to all the way through to the 4th of September. Jupiter is in your 12th house. So what that means is you are having a lot of stuff getting stirred up from your subconscious mind. You might be having feelings about connections with people from past lives. You may be feeling that you want more out of life, but you don't know how to go about changing things. So it's really important from March 15th to the 4th of September, that's a long period of time when you have this transit, is to trust your intuition, Lauri. Really trust your intuition. Trust also messages that come through your dreams, like I said before, that are very different. You know, some kind of messages that it's not a typical dream. It's like, wow, you wake up and you think, oh my God, this feels like really real, or this feels like my dreams are trying to tell me something. There may be a message coming from your subconscious. Also, if you feel like you're going through a lot, like I said before, internally, you know, and you're not sharing it with people like in your immediate life, like your family, you're not sharing certain things, that's normal for this transit. You can feel like you're trying to keep things to yourself because you've got a lot going on inside, and you maybe don't feel safe sharing that with others unless you've got like a really close friend that feels like someone you can trust. So it is that type of energy, and there is some spiritual growth happening for you, but it's in the more private part of your life. And this can be to do with also learning meditation, learning psychic development, learning to trust your intuition more. Also, it can be about doing something creative or wanting to travel or relocate. You could have thoughts like that. And whether that happens or not, well, that's going to be something that you see more so down the track, but it's more on the level of your intuition at this time. And you can be picking up on things between March 15th and the 4th of September that are very much in the future, and you could be picking up on them really early. So that's very possible. So the 16th to the 18th of March, you do feel very restless around things to do with shared finances, your personal private life, your intimate life. You could be feeling like you want to make a decision about something to do with finances or joint money, or you want to get a loan, or you want to, you know, get something organized to do with finances. Just be careful you don't rush into anything, though, I would say, with this one. That's specifically from the 16th to the 18th of March, because you might feel spiritually restless or emotionally very you could feel like, I just want to change my life, but I don't know how. And with that, just need to be patient and wait till after the 19th of March to see how you feel then, because the energy could have settled down then. Again, between the 16th and 18th of March, you could be getting strong intuitions about your future as well. And there could be changes in your life then, but if there are changes going on to do with financial things, you might find it a little bit frustrating, but I'd say it's temporary and it's going to resolve. Now, March 20th is important because that is... sorry, I forgot to mention about March 3rd. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. March 3rd is the total lunar eclipse in Leo. This is a very important one because this one happens right on your moon. Okay, so your moon is in Leo and it's in the first house of your chart. And sorry, one second. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. What am I saying? The lunar eclipse is on March 3rd, but it's in Virgo. Okay. Sorry, I didn't write that down. So I was thinking about there's another Leo eclipse. That's not the one. All right. So March 3rd, Virgo eclipse. For you, that one is in your money part of your chart. It is also important because it does contact the South Node for you. So the South Node is about where we let go of things, okay? Now, if you're working in a job, Lauri, that you don't like, or there could be changes in the job, there could be you letting go of a job, or you letting go of something of the way certain amount of money you're used to money coming to you in a certain way. It can also be something to do with physical body or health that you're wanting to, it's this energy of eliminating or cutting out. So you could be cutting something out of your diet or cutting something health related. I don't know, it could be anything, but you know, sometimes someone might get like a mole removed with this type of transit. It's something with the physical body as well, or your money or work, okay? So because it's contacting the South Node, it's just showing there's a letting go here around this lunar eclipse. And you might feel a bit emotional with it as well. That's possible. You might feel a little bit emotional. And that's okay if you do, but I think it's going to be a relief in a way. It's going to be more of a relief because there's something about detoxing here. So you could also cut something out of your diet that's not healthy for you, that you realize, you know what, I've got to stop eating or drinking this or that because it's not healthy for me. You might be changing something with your physical health or your body in some way. All right, so the next thing is from March 20th. You do have a couple of really interesting transits going on. One goes from March 20th all the way to 26th of June, and it's actually a very lucky influence to do with possible financial opportunity. Let me just see with this one. Yeah, so it could be something to do with an opportunity coming your way, to do with a friend or a contact, somebody that you know that wants to help you in some way. That's very possible. Let's see what else. Something about connections through work or connections through your daily life, or improvements or changes with your physical health could have like a healing aspect to them. You could also find that around this time you feel that you want to liberate yourself in some way, and there's an opportunity to free yourself up from something, whether it's an unsatisfying job situation or a health or routine or something with diet that is holding you back, and you might get a new idea, or you might be trying something new that actually can work for you in whatever way that is. So it's either work, health, or routine, positive changes. It's going to be liberating. That's March 20th to 26th of June. So that's quite a long positive one for you. All right, the other one you've got from March 20th is to do with, and it goes through to April 12th, this one is to do with your like career and your long-term commitments. Also can be marriage, committed relationships, or personal goals. There could be a feeling that you have of wanting to make a change, Lauri, from March 20th to 12th of April around those areas. So career, personal goals, commitments, marriage, things of that nature. So maybe there's things changing, you know, in your life in some way that are making you feel a little bit, can make you feel a little bit vulnerable, because it's to do with Chiron, which is to do with healing. But before you experience the healing, it usually makes you feel a little bit uncertain or a little bit raw emotionally. So look after your health. That's very important from March 20th to the 12th of April. And there could be changes also to do with your outlook on life, your perspective on your beliefs as well, like your beliefs in things could be affected. Maybe you're changing the way you see your life, or maybe you've opened your mind in some way to something different, and you think to yourself, wow, I used to always want this thing, but now I'm changing and I want something different. And that's okay. If you're going through that kind of change where your mind is changing about something, that's very normal for what the transit is. Be careful of anything to do with overseas travel between March 20th and April 12th, just because there's a bit of a vulnerable energy around you at that time. And it's not the best time to travel. You have other dates during the year, which I'll tell you later, which are better for travel. But March 20th to 12th of April, if you have to travel, it might be to do with something like to do with family, or where you have to travel for something that's a little bit of a challenge or a test in some way. But it's not a good time really to travel for fun or for adventure. It's more look after your health at this time, look after your mental health, your well-being. You might need time away for healing, like say to go to a meditation retreat or something like that. That could be okay with this transit, but not where you feel you've got a lot of responsibilities or you're looking after other people when you're traveling. It's better for you if you travel March 20th to April 12th, that you're doing it for a healing purpose. This could be a time where you take on something related to healing or health, or you take on something to do with learning something new that feels like it's going to help you with some important aspect of your life. Now, 28th of March to April 5th, you also have a bit of a difficult transit with transiting Saturn opposite Uranus. This transit can affect your mental health because you can feel stressed out. Again, not a good time to travel, 28th of May to April 5th, because there's too much stress in these areas of traveling. Also, just look after your mental health at that time. You may feel you don't want to have heavy conversations or communicate with people who are very negative. You may be having to draw boundaries in your communications with others, or sometimes people texting too much and you're like, I'm really busy, I don't have time for all these texts that these people are sending me, or these phone calls. And it's okay to have boundaries if that's happening, And it could also be to do with people in authority, like a boss or a partner, or someone who wants to talk about stuff that you don't want to talk about, and it's causing you some kind of agitation. It's okay to say, look, those conversations when I'm trying to work or do stuff are very draining, and let them know, or just pull your energy back if that doesn't work. Let's go to April now. So that was a lot of transits. April 12th to 22nd, you have Saturn with Chiron in your 9th house. What that means is you're really having some kind of change of perspective again, change of view, change of things. You might be changing your mind about something. You might be going through some kind of healing process in regards to, maybe say in the past, if you're worried about what other people thought, maybe you're deciding, look, I don't care what other people think anymore. I just want to live my life the way it feels right for me. And there's a determination with this, but there's also a healing of old issues from the past to do with people in authority, to do with possibly patriarchal influences, father influences, or people that were dominant influencing your thinking. You can feel like, that's fine. They think that, but I'm not going to think like that. And it's about understanding some kind of patterns that were harmful to your mind from the past, and looking at those patterns and analyzing the mental patterns in your life, or the communication patterns that are, are they helping you, or are they hindering you? That kind of thing is what you're looking at. April 27th, you have a sense of relief coming in, which is very good news for you, because you've been dealing on and off with a lot of tension in your marriage, in long-term partnership, and or marriage or long-term partnership, in regards to also dealing with people in authority, bosses, or stuff going on, even to do with government laws, things like that. Could have been feeling negative for you for some reason. After April 27th, you get a lot more relief, slowly, bit by bit. And as you get further into May, you're going to feel a lot better, because you've been experiencing a lot of stress from this unpredictable energy that's been coming from your external reality. So that's going to ease off after April 27th, which is great news for you. You're going to feel a lot less anxiety, a lot less. May 6th to the 18th, you have a helpful transit to do with your relationships and also friendship group connections. There might be something around positive energy around friends, or support from friends, or support from someone in a group context, whether it's online group or in-person group, work group, friend group. It can also be creative projects. So there's good energy around that from the 6th to the 18th of May. Yeah, so you also, from around the 6th of May, you do come out of another thing that's been heavy on you, dealing with some really heavy psychological issues in the last 18 months. That's actually coming to an end as well. And you're going to just be more focused on one-on-one relationships instead of a lot of deep psychological confusion and stress. So you're coming out of that too, which is good news. May 15th, you have a lucky influence that lasts for 2 years, where your progressed moon moves into your abundance, money, and it's good for work, it's good for your self-worth. So from May 15th for 2 years, you have a time period where you can notice. It's not going to happen straight away, like all at once from May 15th, but bit by bit over the next 2 years, you're going to notice that it's more of an abundant period. It's more prosperity. There's more luck around work, job opportunities, finances, ability to make money more easily, things like that. So that's very good. May 17th to 31st, very lucky transit then. Some kind of blessing is coming your way from the universe, 17th to 31st of May. It could be extra money comes out of the blue. It could be things improving in relationship situation. It could be you're feeling like you're tapped into extra abundance. You've got an opportunity that comes your way. Something is coming your way, Lauri, that's very helpful to you. And it's also could be to do with like family security and how you feel with your feeling of stability, having something that you really need come your way, or being able to buy something that is very important that you've wanted for a long time. Something like that. Something that gives you comfort and security. Just watch out for overindulgence, overspending, or overeating from the 17th to 31st of May. That's the only thing I will say about that. That could be negative, but the rest is positive. May 29th to 31st of July, you do have this really dreamy energy coming in that's going to enhance your psychic ability. It's going to enhance your intuition, so you're going to feel more psychic, more intuitive. It can increase your desire for a spiritual life. You could feel like you're more compassionate to people around you in your life, just even with strangers. You could feel like you just feel different on a mental level and on a spiritual level. The only thing I would say about this, be careful of from May 29th to July 31st or around those dates, anything to do with overseas scams or overseas, like people from different cultures that are like trying to like influence you in some way, you know, maybe online scams. It could be things like that. Just be careful of that, okay? Or anything to do with getting texts or emails that are dodgy, that are not genuine, okay? And then for June, from the 5th to 11th of June, you have a really nice energy here that could be positive for travel and fun, but just watch out for taking on too much or spending too much money or doing too much, because you might want to try a lot of everything or do a lot of different things, but you kind of don't have as much time, or, you know, there's a tendency to spend more than you wanted to spend, things like that. 5th to 11th of June for that one. 5th to the 24th of June is a good time to travel, is a good time for progress in your career or your personal goals, or on being on the same page in your marriage with your partner, for example, or career opportunities coming your way. So that's very lucky. But it will take some effort on your part. It's not something that's going to completely fall in your lap. You might be offered something, but you have to put the effort to go towards it and take the action for the 5th to the 24th of June. The 12th to the 26th of June looks like you're working hard, but the energy is positive around it. So anything you want to accomplish, you can absolutely accomplish with some effort from the 12th to 26th of June. Do things methodically and step by step. Don't try to rush them though, because if you rush them, it can end up being a bit annoying. It's better to take your time and do things step by step. 15th to the 21st of June is a very nice energy, gentle but nice, lucky in career, lucky with dealing with authority figures, to get something that you want from someone in authority, to have more positive interactions with a male person of importance in your life, could be your partner, or for career success in some way. With effort, you can achieve something really, really positive then. And let me see, how am I going for time? Oh, I've got to start a new video. 1 second, I'll be back in a minute. From the 20th of June to the 18th of September, you might start to feel some kind of subtle shifts going on intuitively around wanting to make changes in your life direction again, in your life path, to with your future goals, to what you really want out of life in a very practical way. It could involve finances, it could involve security, stability, marriage, career. Any of those things could be something that you're starting to think about. Now, you may not be ready to take action on it just yet, but it's more so something coming in 2027, so more so next year. That's when I see you kind of wanting to really make some moves with some changes in your life then. But you may have to confront some kind of fear or You know, maybe there's something that you're worried about with finances. If you make a change, you know, you'll be thinking, oh, do I have enough money to do the thing that I want to do? Or do I have enough money to start my own business or change my career? Something like that. So from July 1st to 8th, we're going to July now. You have a nice transit for tapping into your intuition and your creativity, or anything that you want to do with home life, to do with family. You're feeling very compassionate, supportive. You might have to help a family member or be supportive to, you know, someone close to you in the family. But it is a time when your intuition is very strong too, so trust it for whatever you're dealing with home and family from the 1st to the 8th of July. 5th to the 10th of July is a rewarding transit. There's an influence here to do with some kind of help coming your way when you need it, some kind of positive communication or guidance that you receive, or spiritual support, or some kind of other support. But it's to do with your daily life. You might see signs or have messages. You may also be very lucky with some kind of financial luck, or like getting a bargain, getting something on discount that you're really happy about, and you think, oh wow, that was so lucky, I got the last one of something, you know, something like that. But it could just be where you're feeling good and you're just feeling like you're in the flow of life. From the 1st to the 9th of July, what's this one? The 9th of July to the 7th of August, you might be feeling a little bit more tired because you might need more rest at that time. So do look after your health in July, because there's a bit more sensitivity around you. Like your energy body is more sensitive, your physical health might be more sensitive. It's just a time where you might think to yourself, why am I sleeping so much? Why do I feel so tired? That is normal for that time, 9th of July to 7th of August. After the 7th of August, so you might start to notice you start to get your energy back a little bit, bit by bit, more so from the 9th, 10th of August onwards. 16th of July, you might find that there's opportunities to somehow make more money from small things, or do very fun practical things. Maybe you think, you know, I really want to cook this detailed dessert or dinner or whatever it is. It might be a focus on practical things in the home, practical things that you can do with your hands. You might be doing something creative, and that lasts for about a few weeks or so. 16th of July for a few weeks. Then on the 20th of July, there's some kind of letting go around, either it's a good time to declutter your home, let go of old things that you don't need, because you're going to feel very satisfied if you do that. You could sell something or make money from something that you no longer want. So selling things there's blessings around that around the 20th of July. It's a good time to sell something you don't want, or to give away items, or to declutter. August 1st to 6th, you have Jupiter trine Chiron. This is a healing of your outlook in some way, Lauri, where you are healing or having a realization about something very important to you. So pay attention to what's on your mind from the 1st to the 6th of August, because there's going to be a realization that you're having that's really spiritually important to you. It's like something clicks, or a light bulb. You know, say a light bulb goes off in your mind. You know, you're going to be like, oh, I understand why I went through this. Or I understand what this pattern is in my life and what I need to change, or what I need to understand, that kind of thing. 1st of August to the 24th of October is a very positive transit for you, involving some kind of psychological or communication influence that is liberating you for your future, to do with career, to do with your goals, to do with marriage. There's some kind of freedom coming here, some kind of relaxation. Maybe, you know, it can be where there's a change with your daily routine from the 1st of August to the 24th of October that makes you feel a sense of relief, peace, or relaxation. You're like, oh, you know, this person, this authority figure is not going to be around as much, so I don't have to stress as much. Maybe someone is not around as much, someone that had authority in your life, and you're like, oh, I can relax. This person's gone away, you know, for this time period, I can just chill out. It's a good vibe for you. Very nice. You're going to feel very relaxed and free with this energy. 5th to the 13th of August. By the way, August does look very good for you. Jupiter trines your part of fortune. That's also lucky for home life. That's lucky for you, how you feel, and your home situation. So something lucky and blessed in. Things can just work out in a very flowing, nice way. The 12th of August, that's the total, hang on, let me check which eclipse that is, because I think that's a solar eclipse. I wrote it down, solar eclipse, but I want to make sure. Yeah, total solar eclipse, 20 degrees of Leo. So that one's important because that one's on your natal moon as well. So that's showing that there's some kind of emotional new beginning for you. And you're going to feel very excited about this around the 12th of August. And remember, the eclipses, well, solar eclipse is a new beginning. It's an emotional new beginning for you, and it's in your first house to do with your path in life. Something is giving you a green light to go forward at this time in a way that feels very positive for you. It does also contact something in your chart that makes you feel very, very passionate and excited at the same time. I think August looks really amazing. That month, and maybe I'll tell you if I see another one. Oh, that and November are the highlights of the year, I would say. 28th of August to 3rd of September, another great transit. Jupiter is on your ascendant. Wow. This is a time where you can be very lucky. It could be a time where you want to travel, start something new, do something creative, or you just feel good. You just feel, you know, maybe you feel a bit intense, but you feel excited about something, you know, and maybe there's some just good stuff happening in your life. And I know that's only a few days, 28th of August to the 3rd of September, but it can be a time of opportunities coming your way, or more money coming your way, something like that. September 3rd to the 8th, you're feeling very, very passionate and very intense about something. It could be to do with someone that you've met, a friend. Maybe you're feeling excited about new social opportunities or new creative opportunities, but there's a lot of energy here that you have that you can utilize to go forward in your life with something that you feel excited and passionate about. September 6th, this is when Jupiter goes into your first house for a full year. So this indicates a lot of growth for you over the course of the next year. So from September 6th for a full 12 months is a big time of growth and just expansion in your world, expansion in your life. The only thing I'd say about this transit you do have to watch out for is sometimes putting on weight. If that's not something that you want, be careful of that. Don't overindulge in too much, but you are certainly going to be feeling more flamboyant, more yourself, more open, more expressive, more communicative with people, and you're going to want to do something creative or something more that is to do with your authentic self-expression. You know, maybe you want to do acting or something creative or artistic, or just break free in some way, and the energy is there for it from September 6th for a whole year. It's a really strong period of growth for you. September 6th, you also have, interesting at the same time, this other transit from September 6th to the 24th of October, which is kind of a long one, where you might feel like a male person in your life or a male family member is making you feel like you have to be a bit careful of what you say or how you express yourself, because you're feeling more outspoken and more grandiose, and maybe they're feeling threatened by that, you know, or maybe someone around you is not feeling great in themselves, and then it's making them cranky or crabby, and then you feel like, oh, I've got all this fun stuff happening, I just want to focus on my creativity, but they're dragging you down. Be careful who you trust. That's a male person from September 6th to 24th of October, because they might be trying to undermine you without realizing it. You know, maybe there could be someone that knows what they're doing and they're being difficult, but there could be someone that's just going through their own stuff and they feel like a bit of a victim in some way, you know. So just be aware of that. It's not a time to take risks with men, in the sense of, like, this is not a good time to park your car somewhere or go for a walk in a dangerous area. Like, it's not a time to take risks from September 6th to 24th of October, or go walking at night where you think, oh, I don't know if I'm really safe. Don't do any of that September 6th to 24th of October, or go to a new area that you don't know that might feel unsafe. Just be very cautious, because of that Mars, sneaky Mars through the 12th house can be hidden enemies. And look, sometimes it's our own mental health that's feeling vulnerable too in some way. It can be that. Sometimes it's our relationships are going through a difficult period. So just be aware it could affect you, but just the main warning is to do with men around you. Be careful what you say to men in your life, males, you know, and it might just be one person or one or two people that you're just like, oh, I don't like that person at work, they're a bit weird, their energy's off, you know. Or, you know, maybe your partner's going through something difficult and they're feeling very sensitive and you're having to sort of tiptoe around them a little bit, you know. Could be that, so just be aware of that. Now let's go to October. From October, you might start to feel some little bit of tension building. because it's on a psychological mental level for you, and it is again to do with masculine energy in your life. This one's different to the one that I said before, even though it crosses over into that time. Like I said to you, for September 6th to October 24th, be careful with male energy around you. This one is kind of getting similar vibe, but this one is in October, and it's really a long-term influence actually. It's active for the next 12 months. So for the next 12 months, either you'll find you're really on the same page with your partner or with a key male person in your life, whether it's father, father-in-law, partner, son, anyone male, most likely to do with your partner. But you just need to be cautious of not being too blunt in your communications from October for 12 months. So try, because there's going to be a tendency to feel like you just want to say exactly what you want to say without filtering it. But it could cause some stress and problems and fights and arguments. So just be careful of that. It's a good way to channel this energy is to save money, is to put it into earning money and saving money, is to put it into your material success and business ideas and anything for yourself that's to do with improving your life in terms of stability and security. For that, it's great. So there's different ways it can play out with this one. October 15th, you do have a more stabilized energy. However, it could also be a little bit tense around finances, or it could be where you're trying to stabilize your finances, rebuild, or create some kind of new structure in your life that is enhancing your stability and financial stability for the future. So for 15th of October, that one that I just mentioned goes for a whole month to the 15th of November. Now for November 3rd to 23rd, you do have some positive energy coming back to you around a friend connection or relationship, or just some good karma is coming your way from the 3rd to 23rd November. Then from the 7th to the 28th of November, it could be fantastic for travel. This one is very relaxing energy. You won't feel like working too hard at this time. You'll kind of want to chill. So it's a good time to go on a little holiday or take time off work or do something that isn't stressful, because you just want to relax at this time. That's the energy. Taking it a bit more easily and enjoying yourself a bit more. And travel could definitely be part of it, because it does pick up in the travel area. So good time for travel is 7th to the 28th of November. Also the 14th to the 17th, only a few days there, is also very positive and highlighted for fun, taking action, adventure. But just watch for burnout. Don't overdo or do too much. But still the energy is beautiful in November overall, very positive. December 3rd to the 20th, again this kind of healing issue or something to do with psychological patterns from the past. You might be reviewing something in your mind to do with father energy, to do with a masculine authority figure in your life, or to do with something that you have to deal with that's involving paperwork or some legal stuff maybe. It could just be changing perspective. It could be that simple. Maybe you're changing your mind about something. Maybe you're dealing with some paperwork that's difficult or requiring a lot of focus. 9th to the 19th of December, also though, that's a good transit. You're feeling like you've got the money to spend on things that you want to do. You're feeling positive. Just don't overdo it again. It can be a bit overindulgent. So just try to have that self-control with spending. But it is a good energy from the 9th to the 19th. The 14th of December to the end of January, you do have a lot of energy in your earned money sector. Could be a time that's lucky for saving or earning money or selling things. And something that you could be working on, something that you're going to make more progress with in June 2027. Okay. January 2027, you have an energy of eliminating something around a work situation, or again physical body health. Maybe you're looking at making your diet stricter for some reason, or eliminating a food that or a drink or something that's not good for your health. It's a good time to do that in January 2027, the whole month. 8th to the 26th of January, again, lucky transit, relaxation, fun. This is a good time where you could have time off or take a break if you're able to. It's more relaxing energy, 8th to the 26th of Jan. Lastly, the 13th to the 15th of Jan, very lucky in the home life, some kind of lucky break with the home or family, or some kind of positive news or relaxation or good vibes with the family, especially female family members, 13th to the 15th. So that could be like a daughter, a sibling that's female, another family member that's female, or someone visits you that's from a distance, or you visit a family member or go spend time with a family member. If you do, it'll be very positive from the 13th to the 15th of January. those are your transits for the next 12 months. Now I'm going to do the cards next, so I'll be back shortly. Okay, Lauri, so back with the card part of the reading. So in this part of the reading for you, we look at some questions for your year ahead to see what comes up. So the first two cards are going to be about two key themes for the year ahead. So two areas that are just going to be important in the next 12 months, basically. So let's see what comes up for Lauri for the next 12 months. What are two areas of life that are going to be important or in focus? Oh, we have adventure. Strike out into new territory. Sagittarius. Interesting. So Sagittarius energy comes out, which is to do with travel. I did say to you, I think it was around November, you had positive energy around travel. And this is about expanding your view of the world, expanding your life, having new experiences, learning new things, going new places. So I feel that this year you are craving something different, like you're feeling a bit restless. You might be craving some adventure. And it is a positive energy that is saying that, you know, listen to your intuition, trust your guidance, because with Sagittarius, it's always about having that instinct and then going forward. Having that instinct, listening to it and then going forward. So any action that you take this year, whether it is to plan travel or whether it is to go on a little adventure, it's important to listen to your intuition, but to take action on it too. Ooh, Aquarius, awakening. That's interesting because I was saying again, there's an eclipse coming up on February 17th. So this is focusing on that as well. But the other message, number 35 comes up here. It says your deeper resolve rises. There's two different messages here. This can be a timing message about the eclipse on February 17th, having some kind of important influence or timing for you. Over, you know, on the 17th of February, pay attention to what you're thinking and feeling and what's in your mind and heart, because that could be important for the next 3 to 6 months of the way things unfold for you. But Aquarius energy is also very much about independence and the way that you want to live in your own way. The things that you want to do, that's your own. And what's interesting is both of these cards indicate that. So Sagittarius is a very independent sign that likes to do their own thing. It's fiery, and this is an air sign, Aquarius, which is like all about your authentic self. Who are you? What do you want to do in the world? And, you know, it feels like with these energies, it's saying you're wanting to go towards something new. But I am getting something about facing fears in breaking free from the past in some way. There is something about that. I'm going to get one more card because I feel drawn to it. What other area of life is in focus for Lauri for the next 12 months? Something here. Another Aquarius card. Wow. It actually says on this one, readiness for change at the top right there. Readiness for change. It's number 11 and it says opportunity. That's very powerful for you. So in your chart, you have the sign of Aquarius on your 6th house of work, health and routine and your 7th house of relationships. So there's some kind of shake-up energy or change going on. It could affect your relationships. It could be a new beginning for you. I'm going to get timing with this because of the double Aquarius energy and the connection with the eclipse coming up. Oh, we have summer and November. Oh, I did say to you could travel in November. That's come up now as well. And it says summertime. So there's some kind of positive changes for you in the summertime in your, wherever you know, what country you're residing in. Obviously we're in summer now in Australia, but your seasons would be different. This one also had flopped out and it was off to the side. It says on a holiday. There's a trip away or a holiday coming. So it seems like on a holiday you might get some inspiration. Again, we have like the summertime here, so there might be a summer holiday with these cards or a time away. And November comes up as important this year as well, but I feel like that's to do with travel potentially. And it could be a different trip or it could be connected. But what's interesting is with November coming up too, November and December is Sagittarius season as well. So there's a double message here as well with Sagittarius season. There could be a mention of that timing, November, December. Interesting. So those are some themes coming up for you this year. Let's see what else we can find out for you for the next 12 months. Okay, so the next question is, what challenges will you overcome this year? I'm just going to use the tarot cards for this and just make sure they're the right way. This way. Give them a good shuffle. So for Lauri, we're looking at what challenges will Lauri overcome in the next 12 months? Jumping card. Oh, wow. renewed happiness. Also, if there's anything to do with children or a child in your life, I can't remember if you've got children, but this can be like some kind of overcoming of a challenge that a child is experiencing. I feel like there's several messages here. Oh, I'm also getting like I'm getting a really strong psychic impression in my heart chakra. Healing your inner child. Healing your inner child. That's coming up for you this year. There's some kind of healing process that you're going to be going through, Lauri, this year, that's going to be healing that part of you that maybe you don't acknowledge or that you've pushed aside. And we all have an inner child that wants to express itself, that wants to create something beautiful, that wants to have fun and play. And this is saying you're going to be able to get more in touch with that playful side of yourself that's going to allow you to have more fun in life, rather than feeling that you always have to be responsible and serious. I feel like you do have a side to you that is playful, but there's also another side to you that you sometimes get stuck in the responsibilities and the obligations. And it's interesting because the sun rules Leo and you've got a Leo moon, and moon is nurturing and moon is the inner child. So this is talking very much about your inner child here because of the Leo connection with the sun symbolism. So this is about also tapping into that part of you that craves freedom, creativity, joy, you know, spontaneity, romance, fun, you know, all these things. And it's like saying you're able to bring elements into your life with this, and it doesn't mean that everything has to be perfect, but it's just a matter of being aware of it and trying to bring in a bit more self-care and fun is what I'm getting, and spontaneity and adventure, you know, things like that. I also get a creative side to you that needs to be expressed as well coming out. So there's a few messages here, but basically it's saying, because it is answering the question, what are you going to overcome? What challenges are you overcoming in the next 12 months? This is saying you're going to overcome a blockage connected to your inner child's healing within your own self, within your psyche and your personality. Now, also, this is, like I say, there could be another meaning of a child in your life going through a healing or going through overcoming something difficult. Let's see what else. I get one more card. What other challenges will you overcome this year for Lauri? What challenges will Lauri overcome? Something here, I can feel it. Yes, interesting. I feel this is very similar to this message. There's a few things here as well. So what I'm getting with this one is not holding yourself back as much anymore and letting yourself heal from things that kept you stuck and rigid. Okay. And this is also about trusting that abundance will come into your life, not that you have to overly hold on to everything too tightly. This can be fear of letting go of the past, but working on, as you heal your inner child, you'll be able to be more in the present moment rather than focused on, you know, your fears or things that, you know, are keeping you stuck, is what I'm getting from that. So it's quite a powerful message. All right, so let's look at the next question. The next question is, what is happening with your work, career, and money this year? Okay, let's look at work, career, money. I just need to drink some water. Okay, work, career, money for Lauri. Next 12 months. Ooh. Feels like a husband energy or a masculine person in your life. Husband, I would say. Some kind of celebration. Okay, let's see what else. Oh, you got the big money card come out. Did you see how that flipped out? I don't know if you could see that. I was shuffling and it just kind of went whoop, like that on its own. Interesting. Okay, that's a very good card. So what I'm seeing here is there could be some worries about something to do with your relationship here. It looks like your husband or your partner, his energy, he's wanting to also have more freedom in his life. He's not completely happy in some way, but this is saying there's a new opportunity financially that can come in. Let's see where this is coming from, this money. Where is this money coming from for Lauri? Pisces, Pluto, Uranus. Unexpected. This is money that comes from either things connected in the partnership. You know, when you're married or you're in a partnership and you share finances, or you have like joint bank account, or you have like certain things, credit cards, you know, it could be anything connected to joint money, but this can also speak to money that is given to you related to some kind of settlement, inheritance, something like that, I'm getting. With Pluto, it's something to do with endings, and Uranus is like sudden energy. Pisces is like not money that you have to actually work for. Pisces is money that just comes to you from another direction. This is interesting. So this is a big money card too. This is some significant money. Oh wow, this was on the bottom, which is your energy, very independent and free, with the Nine of Pentacles, which is a money card. See all the coins around her? She's got what she needs, and she's feeling very independent here. That's actually nice, because it showed like you are wanting to find more independence in some way this year in your life. Okay, very interesting. Let's move on. Remember, the readings give clues and hints to things. I don't always tell you everything, but that certainly told an interesting story. What's lucky for you this year? I'm going to use this other deck. Alright, I might use a combination of tarot and this deck as well. Alright, let's see what's lucky for you this year. I'm actually going to use 3 different decks for this. Let's see what comes out. Let's start with the tarot. What's lucky for Lauri this year? Please show me what's lucky for Lauri this year. The Lovers. Decisions about relationships. Can be new relationships, new connections. This can be decisions though, and some kind of decision in your relationship or to do with a current relationship or a new relationship is lucky. Because this is decisions, okay? What's lucky for Lauri in the next 12 months? Too many cards. There was 3 there. I can't take that many because I've got to do the other deck. What's lucky for Lauri in the next 12 months, please? Oh, jumping card. Wow. Oh my God, holiday. This is the second time you've had that message, holiday. So you're definitely going to go on a holiday. And it looks like summertime again. Time to relax, enjoyment, discovery. I wonder if that's the holiday energy that I saw in November. It could be another time as well. I feel like there's 2 potential trips. Angelic protection, look at that. What's lucky for you is you're very, very spiritually protected by the angels. Spirit helpers, white light shield, and peace. So it feels like there's peace that you want in your life and you're going towards more peace. You're going to have a beautiful experience on a holiday or time away, which is going to be wonderful healing for you. Let's see what else is lucky. We'll get 1 more card from this deck. What else is lucky for Lauri this year, please? Mountain. Know that you're protected as you face challenges but remain cautious. Number 22. Number 22 is about, again, it's one of those what are they called, like 1111. It's a master number. That's what the word I was looking for. Master number. 22 to 33 are also master numbers. So there's something that you're mastering this year. There's something at the bottom. I can feel it. Judgment. Soul searching will bring inner peace to many areas of your life. 4 and 1 is a 5. 5s are about change. So some kind of change and overcoming also this mountain energy, which may be something, oh, this one fell out, was on its own plane. Again, the journey is indicated either physically or metaphorically. Your life will become more full. There's an indication of travel again. How interesting. This is the third time travel has come up. So interesting. Okay, so that looks pretty positive because these cards are actually quite mixed, and you could even get more difficult cards, but they have a mixture of positive and challenging, but you got some pretty good ones. Okay, let's go to the next question. I keep hearing healing on a holiday. That's interesting. Okay. All right, let's look at this one. This is going to be interesting. What's happening in relationships, love, and romance this year? Okay. Relationships, love, and romance for Lauri. These are all trying to come out here. Ace of Swords, 5 of Wands, the Magician. Oh, that again. The 9 of Pentacles, that's you. And the King of Pentacles. Interesting. Let's have a look with these cards. What's happening in your relationship around love and romance this year? Thankful, that wanted to pop out. Receiving help, friendship, reconnecting. Time away, which speaks about taking a break. Meditation, space to think. Reconnecting with somebody, renewal, contact, reaching out. I don't know if there's anyone from your past that you are thinking of with this, but it could also be something to do with a current relationship that you're thankful for. There's also connection with a friendship here. Friendship support I'm getting from that. Thankful for the friends and support in your life, or maybe even new friends coming in. There is a reconnecting. If something maybe with someone this year doesn't seem to be working out, it's saying that it's going to come back into the picture, or that there's a reunion or a reconnecting in a relationship. Time away is important for you to have space to think. So you might need time to work out what it is that you want in your relationships and out of love this year. You might need, you might go to a meditation retreat, a yoga retreat, or some kind of other like just holiday away where you just have that space to think, and it's going to give you what you need around your relationships. This is saying there's a decision coming around something that you want to manifest. It's to do with personal freedom, independence, but this also has money connected to it very strongly. Your stability. You're going to be stable even if you make changes in your life to do with going towards more independence or what it is that you want. But there may be some delays at times with things, but that's okay. It's like take everything step by step. Your stability is still strong this year. And your relationship energy shows some kind of decision, some kind of manifesting change. But it's for something that you want. It's what you want is what I'm getting. And I'm getting you will get what you want when it comes to new decisions in relationships or a new idea that you have. This, however, just says you need to be a bit patient because there could be some slight delays. It might be slightly delayed for some reason with that card, or some conflict around some initial conflict in a relationship could end up turning into actually a blessing in disguise, and things actually do work out is what I'm getting. Again, it's showing like what you want out of things for your relationship. You can sort of steer things in the direction that you want. That's what I'm saying. And there was a reconnection and thankfulness for certain people in your life that you're very aware of this year. All right. I already did what's lucky for you. I went to that one before. What are your angels helping you with this year? Okay, let's look at that. Do the angel cards. All right, Lauri, what are your angels helping you with in the next 12 months? Ooh. Comfort. Angel of comfort, number 6. So your angels are saying to you, we never leave your side. We're always with you. Please call on us to help you with things that you need assistance with, and they will be there to help you through. And sometimes they'll show up in the aspect of like another person trying to help you. Oh, success. See, I told you things are going to go the way you want them to go this year. Even if there is some conflict or some delays, it's still, you're going to be successful with your outcome. 3 in 1 is 4, which is about security and stability. So trust your process that you're in. The angels are saying, yes, you can do it. You can do what it is that you feel the need to do. Angels of decisions. They're helping you with some kind of difficult decision this year. This card often can come up when your angels know that there's a new path opening up for you, which might be confronting but necessary for you to make a decision. And sort of like the decisions on you about, and I feel like that could be to do with relationships. Let's check. What's this decisions that the angels are helping Lauri with this year? Moon in Taurus. Don't tell me that's your moon sign. Your moon is Leo, that's right, but you do have a lot of Taurus in your chart. You have Mars, Venus, Mercury, and Saturn all in Taurus. You got a lot of Taurus. The North Node pulling you forward. Your moon is security. Taurus is about security, and for you in your chart, you've got a lot of Taurus in your marriage part of your chart, as well as the security career area as well. So this is saying that there's some kind of decision around your direction forward in your life, big decisions, possibly where you're going to live, what you want for yourself and your future. And it's to do with home and who you live with. And, it could be to do with a partnership or things like that as well. There's some kind of decision around that. And it looks like not an easy decision because Taurus moon does not like change. So it's something that it might be a bit daunting for you, but angels saying you can do it if you really want this. All right, and what your spirit guides want you to know? That's the last question. Okay, I've got to find my spirit guides deck. Where is that? If I could see it here. Usually it's right in front of me. Which one will I use? Oh, here it is. I just found it. Sorry, Lauri. Just got to grab it under the pile. I was looking for this one. This is Ask Your Guides Oracle deck. Sorry about all the sounds of sirens in the background. All right, what's happening that Lauri needs to know? What are the spirit guides advising for Lauri for the next 12 months? I'm going to get a couple of cards here. There's something here. I can feel it. Pause. High self. Yep. Okay. So this is saying to have patience this year, to not rush your process. Again, meditation, taking time out for yourself, time away to think came up before. This is really repeating a similar message that do not rush any decisions this year, Lauri. Take your time. You have time. You don't need to rush things. That they're saying, like, if you rush things too much, it might not be good. Take your time to process and set things up slowly and gradually, step by step. It's a 2 and 1, which is 3, which is around creative ideas and ideas that you have for your future. Let's see what else. Lauri for the next 12 months. I knew that card was going to come up. I saw it before when I was shuffling. It's the only card I saw in the deck. Ending. It's a 5 and 4, which is a 9. And I saw another 9 card in the mix when I was doing the cards before. There's some kind of change in your life this year where you're walking away from something that you no longer resonate with, that you no longer want for yourself. Let's see what's to do with. What's Lauri walking away from this year? Libra, Saturn. That can be something relationship energy. Saturn with Libra. Libra's relationships. The North Node is saying you're craving growth in your life. You feel like you need to go forward to something new. Saturn is old karmic connection. So maybe, look, this can be stuff that just happens where something does end in regards to a connection with someone, like a friendship, a relationship, or a long-standing karmic connection, or you know, Saturn can be like a long-term situation, or someone, it could even relate to somebody older, because Saturn is like someone older than you. Let's get one more card. But it says you're being called to your destiny, and you feel that, and you need to make a decision. But it says have caution. Yeah, see, this is about not rushing. This is 6, which is to do with love as well. Do not rush. Take your time, and do not over romanticize things. To come back grounded, back to earth. You are very earthy, so getting back into a grounded feeling of like just what's right for you. You know, living your life in a way that feels right for you, and not rushing anything. Patience is very key, is what I'm getting, especially with Saturn in Libra and the North Node. But the North Node shows you feel called forward. I feel like there's one more card. Let's get one more. What else does Lauri need to know? Oh, I want to get all those. Just that one. Goals. Yeah, see, it's to do with your future goals and the things that you want for yourself and for your life. It's 25. 5 and 2 is 7. 7 sometimes can relate to spiritual tests. But this is saying work on your goals. See how she's doing the martial arts or karate. It takes years to master that, to get to a point where you're really confident. And this is saying this is a process that's going to take time. Again, they're saying don't rush is what I'm really getting from that. There may be some 1 or more key endings this year that are destined though, so just be aware of that. And, you know, sometimes these things are, like I say, part of our destiny, and it's just part of the process of our life and our spiritual growth, you know. So have a good year, Lauri. Thank you so much. And I was going to say, I'll put this in the email when I send it to you. I would recommend writing down the timestamps of the video and certain things that I talked about, certain months or dates. If you want to come back to it, you can write, okay, this was like 15 minutes into the video, she talked about travel, or, you know, whatever it is. So you know, because it's such a long video, where to come back to. I hope you have a wonderful year. All the best with everything. Thank you so much. And if you have any feedback, feel free to let me know. Thanks, Lauri. Take care. Bye.